Hey guys, Ralph here, and welcome to True Power here on Sensational Saturday morning. Man, it's not even 6 o'clock yet, but life's good, man. Life is good. Anyway, I was up at the usual time, about 3:30 or so. Just got through with my meditation, did a partial workout, and it came to me in my meditation that I felt that I should do a little something about Ivana Trump. I know that there is nothing that I can say that hasn't been said. And please, when you're watching this, guys, please, 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 put the politics aside. This has nothing to do with politics. Quite the opposite. Anyway, for those of you that don't know, and those of you that have followed my trumpet channel have known that I've done videos on this before. But I worked for Donald Trump for 5 years in the capacity of a musician / trumpet player. I was his lead trumpet player for a while, as well as the contractor for many of his hotels and casinos and whatnot. And in that capacity, as I said, I'm not going to talk about Donald. I've already done that before. But in that capacity, I got to know Ivana Trump very well. And I have to say right up front, guys, this woman could not have been nicer to me. I mean, genuinely nice. You know, when you are in the music business, and certainly the business part of it that I was in knee deep for quite a while, which I abhorred, but you get to size up people very quickly. You can tell when somebody's being nice to you to get something from you. You really can. And you can tell when somebody is genuinely nice. And I got the impression that she was genuinely a wonderful, wonderful human being. As I said, she couldn't have been nicer to me. There was no reason in the world why she had to say a word to me. But she always had a gorgeous smile on her face. She always used my first name. Good morning, Ralph. And she couldn't have been more complimentary. Now, as I said, I was contracting many of his hotels and casinos, which means when there's a grand opening at Trump Tower, I was the one that was responsible for all the music. If there's a grand opening at the Trump down in Atlantic City, which she was overseeing, I was responsible for much of the music and whatnot. If there's a party in her penthouse suite in Trump Tower, I would supply the harp and flute. Every single Ralph, that was perfect. Ralph, that was perfect. I love the two of them. I have something coming up in January. She couldn't have been nicer. She couldn't have been nicer. Now I'm going to take it the next step, and this is just what I surmised from afar. I have always felt, and I've conducted my own life, in that the most important thing anybody can do in their life is to be a great parent. A loving, great parent. You know, if you decide you want to screw up your own life, okay, that's one life down the tubes. If you screw up your kid's life, that's how many kids you have, plus the generations thereafter. I think it's an enormously important job to be a loving first, and tremendous parent. And she adored her kids, as did Donald. They absolutely loved those three kids, Donald Jr., Ivanka, and Eric. I remember, she just loved them. Now, towards what I just said, to be a successful parent, the way those three kids have, again, politics aside, guys, if you put something down in a comment about politics, I'm just going to delete it. If you want to have a say in this, please be my guest, but I'm just going to delete it. This is not about politics. Now, those three kids, the way in the lap of luxury that they grew up, there was no reason whatsoever for them to be anything other than Paris Hilton. You know, society, do nothing. Nothing against Paris Hilton, I don't know. Or maybe she's learned the error of her ways. But these three kids, guys, they're highly successful. They all have MBAs from Ivy League schools. They work for the Trump Corporation, and they actually work. They don't just show up. I know that for a fact. They actually work. And they are successful. They speak tremendously about the love for their parents. You know, there's no scandal. I think Donald Jr. had a divorce. That's not a scandal nowadays. The other ones are, I mean, Ivanka has several kids and just high, guys, that comes from the parents. I was a public school teacher for 31 years. Nature versus nurture, unless there's a genetic predisposition, guys, great kids are nurture. There's no such thing as a great kid that doesn't have a great parent somewhere, or grandparent or something. Anyway, I think that is the ultimate testimonial to Ivana Trump. Just wonderful, wonderful mother. And one of the, I don't know what her health issues were later in life. She is early 70s, right? And from what we can tell, it seems to be some sort of a heart issue. Guys, you have to take care of yourself. You just have to take care of yourself. Now, now I don't know what her health issues were. If they were genetic and there was no way around it, so be it. But guys, this is a woman that had every monetary advantage to keep her health at a top level. And the life ended too short, too quickly. Anyway, and one last thing. When I know she was, you know, the splendor that which she presented herself with the makeup and the every single, you know, top of the line clothing and accessories and everything. But I'm telling you what, close enough, she was one of the most raving beauties you would ever lay your eyes on. She was absolutely stunning to look at. And I know the makeup and all this sort of stuff, but man, one of the eighth wonders of the world was her beauty. Anyway, we weren't great friends. We really weren't. And one other thing. Every year around Christmas time, on behalf of myself and my brass quintet, who worked directly with Donald Trump, we would get him some sort of a Christmas present. Now, that was one of the most difficult things I've ever done in my life. Can you imagine trying to get a Christmas present for Donald Trump? Every single year, and this is 5 years running, I got a handwritten note from Ivana saying that Donald appreciated the present. He's wearing the scarf, you know, whatever it was. He's enjoying the albums, the Christmas albums that you sent him. I mean, she didn't have to do that. Again, I wasn't a valued member of the Trump Corporation. I was, you know, window dressing at the best. And again, she treated me beautifully. And that is my take on the whole thing. Ivana Trump, guys, take care of yourself. That was a life ended way too quickly. Eat and drink fruits and vegetables and live your life with true power.